All right, guys, it's been a little while since I've done a video. Some of you have been asking what's been going on. Let me just give you an update. This video, I'm going to go on a trip, so I'll bring you along with me. But basically, I've just been flying the plane, having a good time. I haven't worked on any projects on it because it's set up pretty much exactly the way I want it. There's nothing I'd really change other than I do want to do a belly pod at some point. The problem with that is that I'd have to work on it upside down, and I really wish I had done that when it was in the jig and I had the fuselage to work with there. So I don't know. I'd like to get that done because I really want that baggage capacity that's further forward, because I do have the useful load to put more on than I can carry in the back. But other than that, the plane's set up great. Really am liking the Yamaha. It's performing great. This trip will break 250 hours on it. So, you know, it's been reliable since we've got it all set up. And the cooling issues that we originally had right off the get-go are totally taken care of. I can climb infinitely and not worry about temps. I've got the piggyback stole wing on here, which is fantastic. I can load a passenger, full fuel and baggage, and it flies so well, where with the smaller Super Sport wing, you'd really feel the performance penalty for carrying that much weight. When it got heavy, it just didn't fly as good. With this one, there's so much lift, it just flies great, and it flies great at altitude. I really do like this wing. Right now I've got the Desser 27.5-inch tires on the 8-inch Behringer wheels. That brake system is interchangeable with a 6-inch wheel, so I also have a set of 29-inch Alaska Bush wheels on 6-inch tires that I throw on when I know I'm going to be off airport, you know, pretty exclusively. But since I'm at an airport with an asphalt strip where I keep the plane, I like to run these when I'm here locally. Probably leave them on for this trip also, just in case I need to go somewhere that has pavement. I don't have to worry about wearing out my 29s. Got all the fairing kits on it. You know, these really help. They got the shock fairing kits that we offer. I did cover the gear legs, and then we have the wing strut kit that we offer. All that has streamlined it, so I've got a cruise of 106, and that's at like 60% power with the Yamaha. So we're pulled way back for cruise just to keep the RPM at a more manageable area, and that way we'll hopefully get better longevity out of the engine also. So we run at like 8,000 RPM, which sounds a lot to you guys, I know, but this thing redlines at like 11.5, and in the stall drags we hit 11,000. So we're pulled way back to 8. That's about 60%, 55-60% power. I am running the NR prop. A lot of you guys ask about what prop I have. I do have the 82-inch, so it's a 2065 millimeter SR118 is the it's a Scimitar prop. I do like it for stow performance. It does really well. It's just really a fragile prop. So, you know, you got to be real careful out here with like these little bushes and stuff. You don't want to nick it. It has a little bit of a nickel leading edge at the tip, but it's just not a very strong prop when it comes to if you were to, you know, hit little sticks or twigs or anything, because it is a hollow core carbon fiber, as opposed to something like a you know, Whirlwind or Kato. It has a wooden core, or an MT prop even. I am talking to Kato about their new prop. I know Trent Palmer tried out that prop on his 915 and got about the same performance as this prop, but it is more substantial. It's a more heavy duty prop. We did put that on Brian Dacus's plane, or he put it on there, and it wasn't working real well with the Yamaha for the RPM that we're trying to get out of it without going really flat, almost negative pitch on it. So there needs to be a different blade profile in order for us to utilize that new Kato prop. But in conversations with them, I'd really like to get one from them that we could work with. The other prop I've considered trying is the new E-prop. It's really light, and to be perfectly honest, I'd actually like something a little heavier on the nose. That would help me with more baggage capacity, not capacity, but baggage weight that I could put in the back to even out the CG. I could use a little bit of weight forward. Other than that, yeah, it's doing great. So this trip, we're going to go up to the John Day River, which is, if you guys are familiar with Oregon, the Columbia River that separates Oregon and Washington. Just south of that, there's a tributary that feeds into the Columbia, the John Day River. Actually starts in John Day, Oregon, and works its way all the way up to the Columbia. And there's a place on that rural river system that's called Chukar Flats. And I've always wanted to go in there. And when I used to live in Oregon, my flying buddies and up there, we always talked about doing it. As soon as I moved away, they started going out there. They said it's great, they love it, and they're heading out this weekend. And I'm like, that's it, I gotta go check it out. So it is a 3.5 hour flight up, to 3 to 4, depending on the winds. So it's a trek. I'm gonna go up for the night and then come back. So it's gonna be a quick trip, but you know, that's why I have an airplane, so you can go long distances to go see your friends and hang out. So probably do some fishing, sitting around the campfire. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't gone camping in the plane for quite a while, and it's something I really want to get out and do again. So we'll go home, pack up stuff, and we'll head out of here tomorrow morning. Today I'm packing up to go up to Oregon. The weather's a little iffy. We'll see if I can get out of here or not. To head up to John Day River, up to Chukar Flats, meet up with some guys from Oregon up there, do some fishing. So I figured I'd make a little video, show you what's going on with the Kitfox, and take you on this trip with me. But basically, you know, since the last videos updates where we were flight testing the piggyback stall wing, it's on here. I love it. It's a great wing. I really enjoy flying it. Landing gear's the same. Just been flying. It's been just dialed in. It flies really nice. We took my wife on a trip out to Shelter Cove. She enjoys flying in it, which is great. So yeah, there's not a whole lot new on the horizon. We might be doing another build at some point. Might be doing that belly pod on this, especially after trying to pack this up for the trip today. I had to leave a couple things behind because I don't have enough room, and I got to be careful about how much I put in the back. So baggage is full. I've got a thing of gas up here in the seat with me. Tool bags up front, try to get some of the CG forward. So having that belly pod where we could put that weight up front would really be handy. Just warming up right now. Rain's been passing through all morning. I was supposed to leave about 2 hours ago, and kind of waiting for this rain to come through. This has been the pattern for the summer. Every time I wanted to do a video or put something together or go on a trip, the weather's turned against me. So we'll see how it goes today. It's supposed to be nice up in Oregon, so hopefully we'll get there. All right, there we go. All right, so just to head up here to the right is Mount Shasta, Black Butte over to the left. Town of Mount Shasta just ahead of us. This is where I was worried about getting pinched a little bit with the weather. Looks pretty good. So once I get around the north side, I see how it looks up to Klamath. That will be the next stretch that potentially have weather. And then from there, it looked pretty good. Oh man, it's a nice day to fly. Got through most of the weather, most of the rain is off to the west right now. I don't expect any more along the route. There's one TFR up here that I got to stay to the east of, just south of Bend. I see a little bit of smoke, but it's not bad. It's smooth at 8,500. She's cruising along awesome, doing about 5.2 gallons an hour, indicating 91. True airspeed is 105 miles an hour with a ground speed of 112. So got a little push today on the tail. About an hour 42 out from Chukar Flats. I'm going to head to Madera Airport first and then make an elbow, a little dog leg to the right. So about an hour 15 out of Madera. That way if I need to stop for anything, I can stop there. Fuel's kind of a pain in the butt with this because I don't want to burn 100 low lead. It's not good for this engine to have lead in it. There's a couple reasons. There's 20 valves, 5 valves per cylinder that can collect that lead deposits that you can come it up or foul it up there. And then there's a wideband O2 sensor in the exhaust system that if you burn leaded fuel will eventually go bad. And that's what's used to sense sensing for the fuel trimming for the auto tuning. But that's something I just want to bring up with the Yamaha is, I do avoid 100 low lead at all cost. If I had to use it, I do have Declan, which is that additive that helps scavenge the lead. And if you're running like a Rotax engine, Rotax really has the same issue with lead. It doesn't like it. You have to add Declan, and then you are supposed to change your oil at half the duration that you normally would. So most Rotax guys try to avoid 100 low lead also. Some guys run it exclusively and don't have issue. But you know, as far as the Yamaha goes, there's just not any track record with it or how it would tolerate the 100 low lead, so I'm not going to do it if I can avoid it. If I have to, you know, it will burn it, and like if I had to get it some fuel to get home, you know, that's an option. So yeah, so just flying past Bend, Oregon, about 50 minutes out from my destination now. Just got an update from a friend who just took off from there. Says the winds are good down in there, kind of pretty calm. I'm gonna land upstream. He did say the runway's pretty rough, so look at it. Just passed this bend in the river, so I should be facing right at it here. Almost always expect it to be bumpy though, coming down into a canyon like this. Oh, look at that, GPS works. There it is, right there. Button. Slipping on down here. Noise canceling kicked out at the last second. Turns out it's chucker season and we don't have a shotgun. The guy that was hunting just left. He couldn't find any. We found a bunch of them.
Who's Toby Ashley?
Is that a Nampa?
It's faster, dude.
Not too bad. Well, we wanted popcorn. We had a blowout, and now I think we just have burnt corn. It's just not happening.
We're making corn nuts now.
It's so burnt. Look how burnt it is. Oh, it was dessert crap.
This is a juniper tree. I don't even know.
Yep, so this is the state of our popcorn popping. Straight up inferno. No corn popping.
I think the jet boil did it in. Burnt a hole in the
Yeah,
bottom of it.
we tried the jet boil. So Jiffy Pop does not work as a as a campfire treat.
Well, good morning. Sorry about the radio noise. Got something going on with my headset, causing some feedback. Alright, that was a fun time hanging out here with Paul at Chukar Flats. You on 30-30?
Yes, sir.
Just warming up here, and then we're gonna head out. I go ahead and head home today. Kind of a quick trip. Got some fishing in. What we didn't know is that we should have brought our shotguns for chukar hunting. That's the name Chukar Flats, right? It's there's chukars everywhere. Up where you at?
So heading up the river, trying to get above a rim here. Sam on the east side of the river, head back down the river looking for you.
About your 9 o'clock turning towards Madrid. Just passing a bend here, they've got a TFR off to the west of me, and the smoke's kind of laid into the valley.
6 November Golf, descend maintain 10,000.
And quite a bit more to the south, so kind of see.
6 November Golf, traffic 1 o'clock, 10 miles northbound, 12,500 VFR. We're trying to get you underneath them.
Looking, 36 Romeo.
I can get over it, just whether how thick it is and how far that smoke goes south. I know we got another fire down in Redding, and hopefully those two smoke plumes haven't joined, and we'll smoky the rest of the way home. We'll see. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see right here, that's my hobs, and I just rolled to 250 hours total time on the plane, so trying to think back how long I've been flying it for. This is the third year, I think. Try to get about 100 hours a year. Haven't flown as much this year just because I've been real busy, but this trip helps. Put about 9 hours on it on this trip. But yeah, it's pretty cool. 250 hours in the new plane. Pretty excited about that. I sold my old one. I had it for like 16 years, and I think it only had like 800 hours on it. I'll have to look that up. So I actually fly this one. Yeah, try to fly it about 100 hours a year. Along with, you know, flying for work too. That's, you know, like 400 or 500 hours each year of flying. Pretty cool.
So as I discussed earlier in the video, you know, there are scenarios where you may end up having to use 100 low lead, and this is one of them. You know, I tried to make it back all the way from Chukar Flats, but I added 15 gallons there while we were on the river, and it holds about 27. I did have some when I got there, so I think I figured probably about 22 gallons when I took off. But it's ended up being a 4-hour flight on the way back because of the headwinds, and I was getting down to where fuel was going to be really tight. I think I could have made it, but I would rather not find out if I was right or not. So I decided to go ahead and land at Montague and Wairika and put on about 5 gallons 100 low lead. I did use the Declan additive, and this is the first time I've had to use the 100 low lead, and it seems to have worked out just fine. You know, long-term usage is where you're going to see the lead build up and the fouling of the wideband O2 sensor. So, you know, extended use of the 100 low lead is really where we would start seeing issue, but using it when there's no other option, occasionally, you know, sometimes we're going to have to do that. So that's what we did here. That gave me the peace of mind to make it on back with a safe amount of fuel.
I'll get to the end here. Got about 15 minutes to go as I descend out of 7,000 feet down into Redding. Just passing by this active fire over on the left. There's a TFR to my left as well. It's about 2 o'clock, so took a bunch longer to get home. Had a good solid 12-mile-an-hour headwind pretty much the whole way. It was kind of that same wind I had on the tail yesterday. I was hoping that system would move through and I would catch the backside of it and get a tailwind both directions, but no such luck. That's okay. But I didn't have enough fuel to make it because of the headwind, so I stopped there in Wairika, put a little bit more on. Always the roughest, right as you get to your destination. Heading down, especially in the afternoons, man. God, it's bumpy. Bend traffic, Kitfox Center, I left downwind for 3-4, we full stop.
I'll go ahead and wrap this one up as I make my approach into Benton. Man, what a great trip. I'm so glad I finally got a chance to go up to the John Day River, to Chukar Flats. What a great spot. And you can hike, fish, you can do some hunting there. There's a couple other strips close by that you can fly into. You know, next time I'm up there, I'm going to give myself more time to really get out and explore the area. It's also really great to see my friends from Oregon. I had fun with them for quite some time, and it was really good to see them hang out, camp out with Paul. So overall, it was a great trip. The airplane did fantastic, and that's really what this video is about, is giving you guys an update. A lot of you have asked, you know, what's going on with the Project Kitfox plane. We haven't seen it, haven't heard anything about it. I've just been flying it, and, you know, I think when you do a project, and especially when you document the build process, when you're done with it, you know, flying's what you do with it. And this channel hasn't always been about the flying adventures as much as the build, the project of the building. But I did want to give an update on the flying. It's exactly what I hoped it would be. All the things about my Kitfox 5 that I wanted to improve have been improved with this airplane. It's configured the way I want. You know, everything from horsepower to cruise speed, climb performance, avionics package, the autopilot. You know, the only thing, like I said, that I want to improve on is making a belly pod so I can take a little bit more baggage with me. I did get a chance to go on a trip with my wife, like I mentioned earlier, and that was even a great experience, you know, throwing our stuff in, flying out to Shelter Cove. So the plane's really living up to all of my expectations, and as far as my update goes, you know, this thing is everything I hoped it would be and more, and I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on the trip with me. We're so close to breaking the 20,000 subscriber mark, and I know it's my fault for not posting videos for quite a while, that it's kind of sat there. But if you guys like this channel and the build, go ahead and share it with someone who's interested in experimental aircraft, possibly thinking about building a kit. Share the series so they can really get a good look at what they would be getting into if they decided to build. And I encourage anyone who's interested or thinking about building to just jump in with both feet and create an experience for you that you'll remember for a lifetime. Thanks for watching.